On May 2nd, 1973, I'm accused of shooting and killing a New Jersey state trooper, which I insist I am innocent of. My name is Assata Shakur. 1960s New York Manhattan Community College has a high percentage of Black and Third World students, high spirits, high hopes, untold activities, and a young me. My Aunt Evelyn had opened my eyes to our arts, our culture, and our creativity when I was younger. Now this college fills me with more, from J.A. Rogers to Julian Lester, Sonia Sanchez, The Last Poets to Haki Madhubuti, plays by Amira Baraka, Ed Bullens, Black Muslims, Malcolm X's Organization of African Unity, Garveyites, all here discussing possibilities, politics, hopes, dreams, ambitions, everything and anything, including revolution.
To me, we are the most beautiful creatures in the whole world, Black people. And I mean that in every sense, outside and inside. And to me, we have a culture that is surpassed by no other civilization, but we don't know anything about it.
Says Miss Nina Simone.
What is your real name?
Malcolm X.
Is that your legal name?
As far as I'm concerned, it's my legal name. Right. A Chinese person were to say his name was Patrick Murphy, you would look at him like he's insane, because Murphy is an Irish name, a European name, or the name that has a Caucasian or a white background. The last name of my forefathers was taken from them when they were brought to America and made slaves. And then the name of the slave master was given, which we refuse. We reject that name today.
You mean you won't even tell me what your father's supposed last name was or gifted last name was?
I never acknowledge it whatsoever.
Books are water for my endless thirst for what we didn't learn in the American school system. White people had freed us, we'd been schooled. Not the Black slaves had fought for our freedom. The Civil War was a moral fight with the North, we were taught. Not that the differences between the North and the South were economic, not moral, economic. And I discovered that Abraham Lincoln was no friend of the slave, no friend at all. But they wouldn't teach us that, because nobody's going to give you the knowledge you need to overthrow them, are they? I grew up in the segregated racist South with my grandparents, fanatical about my self-dignity and educated in a cash-starved, segregated school, but with passionate Black teachers who taught us well, knowing what we were up against. In third grade, I'm in the North with all white teachers with their condescending little nigger grins they show every time they see a Black kid, these teachers smiling with no sincerity behind it at all.
Now here in this country, we got somebody called a nigger. It doesn't in such terms, I beg you to remark, exist in any other country in the world. I didn't invent him. White people invented him. But you still think, I gather, that the nigger is necessary. Well, he's not necessary to me, so he must be necessary to you. So I give you your problem back. You're the nigger, baby. It isn't me.
One thing that I would like to say to the revolutionary youth throughout this country and throughout the world, that the responsibility for the change is upon our shoulders.
How many?
Come on.
How many nights?
And you?
I did used to. But how many nights with them colors?
Them hard colors.
Digging into your soft head as you trying to study hard, as you softly trying to sleep on your soft pillow. How many nights have you endured? We all endured that craziness. How many days you afraid to go to the beach, afraid to walk in the rain? You afraid to walk in this rain now without wrapping up your head till it's almost watertight. Look how long it took us to get you out of the house. And you afraid to dance and sweat hard.
Afraid to make some mad, stupid, passionate love to some mad, passionate, not stupid man on a hot summer night.
Because you know you gotta work the next morning with no time to tend to your head, which you afraid will go back.
That's right.
What you afraid of, sisters? What you afraid your straight process here will go back to? Back to Africa?
Back to the devil.
Back to what it was before.
Which is what?
All right, all right.
See, because ain't it beautiful what it was before? Our natural is beautiful. Our culture is beautiful. Our own beauty is beautiful. Wear your hair how you want, sister. But ain't going through life processing and abusing it making it look like the hair of another race. Ain't that making a statement? Anyhow, you asked why I wear my fro, and now you know. And ain't it a beautiful crown? It is. Angela Davis has a fine crown of her own and will not be silenced.
The fact that we have not bowed our heads before that fact, the fact that we have continually resisted, continually stood up, continually fought, and they have to resort to those genocidal methods in order to stifle that revolutionary potential.
Historically, 50 million black people were killed on the Middle Passage alone, according to Melvin J. Herskovich. And this was an act of genocide, which is not talked about, and that the only thing people talk about is the plight of the Jews, where 6 million were killed. And when I state that 50 million black people were killed, just bring them to this country, no one understands this.
Says Huey P. Newton.
All I'm saying is,
I hear what you're saying.
Is that if you're serious about the liberation of black people, you need to get out of the colleges. I mean, get out there, quit college. You get a job in a factory.
I need to.
In some sort of, and yes, you do, to show the workers your commitment. And
why don't you quit in college?
To show the workers your commitment to them and your commitment.
Why don't you quit in college and working in a factory organizing workers?
They need to be organized from the inside, and I got to stay in college to organize the students.
I'm working to organize students too.
But
or should we leave that to you and only people like you, only people who look like you?
No, that is not what
Because it seems to me that people like you, people looking like you, love to tell people like me, people who look
that
like
is not
me.
what I...
Personally, I'll give the factory workers credit for organizing themselves without the need for a bunch of college students doing it.
Joanne,
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
As a socialist, I meant...
As a socialist, you what? You meant what? Mean what? You socialists got the nerve to attack the Vietnamese.
It's not an attack, it's a criticism.
For participating in the Paris peace
talks. The Viet
talks.
Cong are selling out to the U.S. by sitting down and negotiating.
You have the nerve to think y'all can tell the Vietnamese people how to run their show. You flabby white boys who look like you can't even fight your way out of a paper bag have the nerve to tell the Viet Cong anything. Y'all busy telling black folks, Puerto Ricans, Indians, the Cubans, you telling just about everyone who isn't you how to run their thing when you and your white socialist arrogance is part of the problem.
White liberals who have posed as our friends, white liberals who have been eager to point out what the white man in the South is doing to our people there, while they themselves are doing the same thing to us here in the North.
Black people don't hate white people because they're white. They hate white people because they inflict racism upon them and they're exploiting us.
Black self-determination, defining our own struggle, black unity, a black revolutionary party led by black revolutionary leaders is essential. And it's not for our struggle to be defined by the white left or the white right. I graduated from college and traveled to California, Berkeley, the most progressive place I've been. I learned the U.S. government has invaded more than 15 South American countries, sometimes up to 10 times. I read of guerrilla warfare tactics used there and in Vietnam, but hear people dropping the word revolution here just because it sounds hip. And year after year, I watch our people being attacked by dogs, by white mobs, being beaten by police, water hosed by police, arrested and murdered and broadcast as news. They kill our leaders, then they kill us for protesting. I'm tired of watching us lose. I am tired of watching us lose.
We should learn that nonviolence can only be effective as a tactic when the enemy himself is also nonviolent. Anybody who accepts nonviolence as a philosophy, as a doctrine, is saying that he embraces a philosophy of suicide.
I marry a politically conscious, intelligent, decent man. I go from Joanne Byron to Mrs. Chesimard, but spend most of my marriage in meetings, marches, or on demonstrations. My husband is profoundly shocked I have none of his mother's home skills or any interest in him. So, After a confusing, unhappy year of marriage, we agree we are better as friends than husband and wife and call it quits. Assata, she who struggles. Olugbala, love for the people. Shakur, the thankful. I am not feeling like no Joanne, no Negro, no American, or any other false European name given me. Byron is not my name. Chesimard is not my name. Assata Olugbala Shakur is. Every time I read about Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale standing up to the power structure, I thought there was something badass about the Panthers. Their audacity, walking onto the California Senate floor with rifles, demanding that black people have the right to bear arms and self-defense, made me take a long look at them. But I have reservations.
Say what you need to say, sister. You got something on your mind?
If I'm honest, I'm kinda... And this is with nothing but respect.
Right on.
It's just that I'm kinda,
No. What?
kind of turned off by the way spokesmen for the party, some spokesmen for the party, speak to people, our people. I mean, their attitude comes across as, kind of arrogant, flippant, and can sound disrespectful. So, it's right now, sister. I'm kind of feeling the respectful manner of the black Muslims or the civil rights workers over the FU attitude of the New York Black Panther branch in particular. The New York Panthers curse too much, turning off a lot of black folks who may otherwise be responsive to the cause. This is only what I can only speak for myself.
Assata, with the imprisonment of the Panther 21, who are some of our most experienced, able, and intelligent members, we're being left with a leadership crisis in the New York chapter, which has led to this. Thank you for letting us know.
Can I just say I love Emery's artwork?
Yes, you can. So do we.
You can only survive so many beatings, so much humiliation, so much despair, so many broken promises, before something gives. Human beings are not by nature nonviolent.
Says James Baldwin.
Assata, if you are deaf, dumb, and blind to what's going on in the world, you're under no obligation to do anything. But if you know what's happening and don't do anything but sit on your ass, sister, then you're nothing but a punk. With all due respect, look, I know the criticisms you have of the party, but the party is only as strong as its members. It will be stronger with you in it. All power to the people.
You can't ask a mother whose baby is in a fire to snatch that baby out moderately, to snatch that baby out gradually. If I see a friend or a comrade being attacked by the pigs, with machine guns and with dynamite, you can't ask me to go up and be moderate and simply ask the pig to please hold off for a minute until I decide how I'm going to deal with that.
Of all the things I thought I'd grow up to be, a revolutionary certainly wasn't one of them. For the first time in months, I feel clear. I joined the Black Panther Party.